We've got roads that Sarah's gonna go to sleep on. We've got roads that are entertaining enough to keep her eyes open. And welcome back to Trove 1, everybody. We are packed up, hooked up, and we're heading to Rendezvous in the Ozarks. We got a few things to pack this morning. It's pretty early, and I walked outside and we've got a flat tire. So I guess we damaged it, got something in it yesterday when we were out wheeling, and we got a flat tire. So I'm gonna start off the morning. We got the Badlands off-road jack. I'd rather do it here than out on the trail somewhere, so I'm glad it's showed up here. So I'm going to throw my spare on, and then I'm going to try to find the leak in this and get it patched. Hopefully it's just a screw or something, but we were wheeling yesterday, so we might have a cut in the sidewall or something somewhere. Hopefully not. I haven't glanced at it briefly, haven't seen anything, but I'm going to get a tire on. We're going to get the rest of our stuff packed up, and then we're going to head up to Rendezvous in the Ozarks to go hang out with friends and see cool stuff and hopefully do some more wheeling. Alright, I got this pulled off. I don't see any screws or anything in it. This tire definitely has some wear. You can see a chunk out of it there. There's some pretty good gashes in it here and there. We've run these tires. This is a Cooper STT Pro, and we've run them pretty hard and abused them. Like, there's some pretty good gashes in there. So I'm going to spray this with some soapy water and see if I can spot a leak. I'm hoping it's just got a valve stem or something that's leaking, but probably not. I'm going to throw some air, a little more air in it, try to see if I can find the leak, because I don't have another full-size spare. I usually run 2 full-size spares with this, but one of those already has a gash in it, and now this one. I need new tires, but new tires are expensive, so I gotta get all the life I can out of these. Oh, I got this too bubbly. I wonder if that crack in the rim might be leaking. We found the main problem. The valve stem wasn't quite tightened down all the way from when I aired down yesterday, I would presume. That was the main leak, but I do have a leak around the rim right here and around the rim where I broke this rim right there. So, but I think those are minor enough that they'll be okay. So I'm gonna put this one back on.
No!
Yeah, we'll put it back on. It should be all right. We'll have a spare. If it leaks down on us, we'll put the spare on. Ever since I built this camper, I've been trying to figure out what I could put in this transmission tunnel. I think I finally figured out an idea. As much as I don't want to carry one of these jacks, actually, I don't want to carry one of these jacks. They're stupid heavy. But they are really nice when you do have to lift something up. I love these jacks. And this would actually be a really good spot. But I have to make some brackets and stuff to kind of hold it in place. Not doing it today, I just saw it and I thought, that might fit in there. The handle comes off. It's far enough back, my toolbox would be in front of the wheels. We'll address that later. Let's get back to getting loaded up and going. All right, we're ready to go. And it is a Pop-Tarts in the vehicle kind of day. We're leaving out later than we planned, but we're leaving. So let's go have some fun. All right, we've made it here to Rendezvous. We're over here by the vendor area. Not a lot of people here because it's still early Thursday morning. So we're gonna go over here and say hi to our friends with the Model T camp. Go follow them on YouTube if you haven't already, because they got cool stories, cool car, and we're gonna go say hi to them. well, before the crowds get here and we can't talk to them. All right, we're getting camp set up. We had to throw our awning up quick because the sun is bearing down. We're in a big field with no shade, so the awning is super, super critical here. We need a bigger awning or a second awning or something, but awning's up. We said hi to Donnie and Kathy with the Model T Adventure crew. Be sure to go follow their channel. Oh, they're taking off in the Model T right now over there. Super fun people, friends of ours. It's always cool to see their setup, and that trailer is brand new to them, so that's really cool. That looks like a very efficiently made and packs down really tight. Super cool setup, old timey stuff. It's always a pleasure getting to hang out with them and talk about old stuff, so be sure to go check out their channel. Donnie's a wealth of information on Model T stuff and just a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, we're gonna make some sandwiches because we got some cranky, grumpy kids. Believe it or not, our kids are not always happy. They're not always having fun. Sometimes they're fighting, biting, kicking, screaming, arguing, and everything else. We're just an ordinary family with ordinary kids. But some food right now is gonna be the number one thing to make them happy. They're cranky because they're hungry. So we're gonna get them some sandwiches and get the rest of the camp set up. We gotta get this tent set up, get the inside kind of organized, and then we'll be running this tent while we're here too. So we'll have them both set up. So should be fun. We probably won't set this tent up till later because we might want to go run some trails or something. I don't know what we're doing. We got a pretty loose schedule this year, so we're going to be running around having some fun.
Oh, that's a small sandwich.
That's because this is laser, so you wanted a one sandwich.
I want a 3. I want to eat it, but
Yeah, what?
I want to eat this now.
How's that sandwich?
What?
It's a triple decker. Caleb said he wanted 3 pieces of bread on his sandwich. So we're making triple decker sandwiches. Jelly, peanut butter, jelly. 3 pieces of bread. I don't know where they get these ideas. Okay, maybe I do. Might be for me. I don't know.
Another one?
Yeah,
A single?
only one.
Only one. Got it.
All right, we've had our sandwiches and we're gonna load up and go explore some roads. We're gonna try to do a trail ride. Today's Thursday. Saturday morning we're gonna try to do a little trail ride with some of our patrons and followers on our channel. There'll just be a few of us. I think we're gonna keep it pretty small, but we're gonna try to do that. So I'm gonna go. I've got some ideas where we might go, but I gotta kind of talk to people, see what they want to see. We've never done this before, so we're gonna kind of figure it out, but I may go do a little bit of scouting in case we want to hit some trails close, because some of the trails around here I haven't really spent that much time in this portion of the Ozarks because it's not that as convenient for us to check out. But we're gonna load up and get going. I had to move my fridge off my battery here and onto my big Rendezvous battery pack because I gotta get a new battery under there. It's holding. I did finally get it to charge, and it's holding a charge. Seems to be doing okay, but I don't know that it can run my fridge for multiple days without getting charged up by the vehicle. So I'm gonna run it off the Rendezvous pack, and then we'll just run the lights and fans in the camper off the battery, and then the battery should be good to go. So we're gonna load up and go do a little bit of exploring. Who knows? We might get into some interesting trails. Last year we hit a trail around here and it was pretty gnarly. We had the tow truck with us in. I've got the tow truck ready to go, and one of my guys can bring it up if we get in trouble, but that probably won't happen. Going through some private property right now before we get into the national forest land, but I enjoy spots like this about as much as I do the national forest at times. I love the variety, seeing the pastures and the views across the fields that and the actual Ozarks. don't have those spots like that, so you can't see as far. You got a lot more woods. But I like seeing the old homesteads, the beautiful place, the kind of places you dream of owning and living. On 100, 200 acres, out here somewhere, and having a few cows, you know. That's like the dream for me. I'd rather not be that close to the road, but that's a good, pretty little kind of old style structure house. Well, this is turning out quite enjoyable. Beautiful little creek here. This is a nice, pretty drive. There's a nice camp spot we just found. It's always nice to find camp spots. We'll get this marked, so Patreon followers will have the GPX for this route. We're recording this route. This is pretty. This would be a beautiful spot in the spring when the creek's running, because this creek would be running. You camp right here. The drive up here goes right by some beautiful stretches of creek with boulders. So super pretty. This is nice. Rock right there. That's a beautiful creek.
Turn to the right some. There'll be a rock to help guide your other side. There you go.
I've decided we have a new road classification for our use. We've got roads that Sarah's going to go to sleep on. We've got roads that are entertaining enough to keep her eyes open. So right now we're on one that is borderline interesting enough to keep her eyes open. So we'll see if it gets too boring or if she stays awake. Right. That's a nice tree right there. No, that's a big tree. Cruising along, and we found this, which is pretty cool. Didn't know this was out here. Looks like an old rock chimney, probably an old homestead. Beautiful little chimney. I love finding stuff like this because there's just not a whole lot of it left. This thing one of these days will come crumbling down. Looks like right where this big root ball is at, there's an old, either some sort of cistern or well. We're up on top of a hill. I don't know how they'd have water here unless there's some sort of spring, but something there was dug and rocks down in there. And this big oak tree fell recently, uprooted that right by that, and almost not too far from knocking over this chimney. Anyway, this was a cool find. Looks like some other rocks around here, old foundation stuff, so would be very interesting to just be able to look back in the past and see what was here, see who lived here, see what it looked like back then. Hope we're gonna fit under it.
Right. Turn this way. You got plenty of space. You're good.
This whole area we've been on through here just got slammed a while back with some really high windstorms. Maybe a tornado through here, I don't know. It's pretty widespread though, so I'm going to say some really high winds is primarily. We've had some pretty gnarly storms earlier this year, so still a lot of trees down partially over the road or over the road. A lot of stuff's been cut, but just a ton of big oak trees and hardwoods blown over. That was a tight section. I'm thinking we don't know if we're past it or not. We still got a little ways to go, but so many trees down. I could spend all day cutting trees out of the actual road and not get that clear. There's so many trees down. A lot of bypasses around it, but there's not any other way to go through there right now because there's so many trees. So that needs a crew of people or a dozer or something to come in and clear that out. Well, we met back up with another road, so I think it's going to be smooth sailing down to pavement from here. But Sarah says she could not have slept on that portion of the road if she tried. So you know it was at least somewhat entertaining. All right, we made it back to camp. Sarah's peeling up some potatoes, making some potato soup tonight. If we think about it, we will try to write this recipe down and put it on Patreon for Patreon followers. If we think about it. Sarah doesn't have recipes.
I don't do
I will try to get her to write it down if it's good. If it's not good, well, I know it's going to be good. But if it's just terrible, we won't share the recipe. All right, we got to write it down. Remember that now.
Secret ingredients they want to know about. Secret ingredients you can't see that I magically slipped.
Karen,
And
you
removed.
want to see your
Thanks,
new
that did
sleeping
taste good.
bathroom? But it's too hot. You have that, Mommy. But mine is too hot.
Well, this is looking edible. Actually, it looks really good. I'm really hungry. But I'm going to wait because it's really hot. And if I burn my tongue, I'm going to be sad. So I'm going to wait and let it cool. I'm not going to burn my tongue.
I'm not burning my tongue.
Well, guys, it is like 11 o'clock now. We've been hanging out with friends. Supper was good. Kids are in bed. We're going to go to bed now. So we're going to wrap this video up and pick up with another video probably starting tomorrow. So, and we got to see the Northern Lights, which is very rare here, but we got to see the Northern Lights. I'll put some pictures in because I couldn't get video of it, but that was pretty cool. Something I've only seen twice ever in my whole life here in Arkansas. So pretty cool, but we're going to get some sleep and we'll see you next time.
Focusing.
It kind of works.
It's such a bad focus.
It's nowhere near as good as the pictures.